Have you ever wanted a VPN that strikes with the speed and ferocity and grace of a Viper? Well, that's not really how VPNs work. But this one is called Viper VPN. Hey everybody, I am Ezekiel Bruni, and I hope you like puns. I am a writer, general tech nerd, consultant, and on occasion a web designer, and I'm here on behalf of VPN Mentor to talk about, you guessed it, Viper VPN. We're going to be keeping this review pretty simple. We're going to stick with general impressions of the features, and I'm going to run a few live tests, though I will throw in a few details for my fellow nerds. With that preamble out of the way, if you do like this video, if it helps you in your VPN purchasing decisions, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting that bell notification icon, etc., and check the links below because we'll have a few useful resources, including the full review of Viper VPN with all the tests we ran, all the services we tried, all of the results of those tests, all the nerdy details you might ever want. Down in the description, give it a look. All right, let's get to it. So this over here on the right is Viper VPN. Let's put it back in place. And it's a pretty, simple app that you install on your computer. At least the Windows version is very simple. You can manage your account from the app itself. And of course, you can browse the quite a few servers you can get access to. There's actually a spread of 70 locations, 70 server locations, that is, in over 60 countries. And that's a pretty solid network, which you want, obviously, because getting a server closer to you means getting faster internet, when all you care about is anonymity and not, say, streaming video from a particular country. And you can see the ping for most of these countries right there in the server list. You can also, edit all of your settings here. It's good stuff. So now let's talk about that network. How good is it? Well, I'm going to run a quick speed test here. You might have noticed it from speedtest.net. Now, it always takes a second to connect, so don't worry about that. And here we go. Ooh, 47 millisecond ping. That's actually pretty good. It's using just about all of my download bandwidth. 115 megabits per second is what I'm supposed to be getting, more or less. That's actually faster. Go figure. And now let's check the upload. Okay, it's using almost all of my 10 megabits of upload. Yes, I do need better internet. We'll see about that eventually. And this sort of ping is actually what I look for. I'm connected to Austin right now. I'm in Mexico City. And sometimes I like to connect to Dallas servers when I'm playing video games. And this can actually, VPN can actually reduce ping in those cases. Those are pretty great results, actually. You don't often see results quite that good. Close, but this is pretty speedy for a connection from Mexico City to Texas. So as you can see, the network itself is good. I like it. Not as many locations as, say, ExpressVPN or whatever, but with its, what was it, 94 countries or something, but it's still a solid network for the price. But let's really get into why you're actually here. Why do most of us use a VPN? And I mean, okay, for me it's gaming, but why do most of us really want to access servers in other countries? Well, it's because sometimes we travel, and sometimes we go on business trips or, vacations, and honestly, why should you have to miss your shows just over that? So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to refresh these two. I've disconnected from the VPN. This is Netflix, and here's Disney Plus, which can be notoriously finicky. Netflix is usually a bit easier, and I'm going to run a couple of streaming tests to show you whether or not the VPN gets blocked, and whether or not how fast it works. What kind of video quality you get. So let's grab a show here. You know what? Let's start Legend of Korra real quick. I do remember liking it, not as much as the original, but I liked it. Okay, that's, I'm guessing, a Nickelodeon intro or something, but it was a little choppy. Let's try another one just to be sure that wasn't part of the video. Vikings Valhalla? Okay, there we go. The video's not choppy, so as you can see, it works just fine on Netflix. Now I'm going to connect the VPN real quick to Austin. We're going to refresh, and we're going to give it another try. here we are. We're connected to Austin. It only takes a second, really. And let's grab, I don't know, this new cartoon, The Cuphead Show. I haven't played the game. I'm interested to see what they did with the cartoon. Okay, the video streaming actually works on its own. I can only show you a couple of seconds for copyright reasons, but there we go. It works. Now let's try disconnect again. Reload the Disney Plus tab and try Disney. Finally got around to starting the Book of Boba Fett, and I gotta tell you, I like it. It doesn't have the same magic as the Mandalorian, but it's, it's pretty solid, all things considered. Okay, works just fine in Mexico, as it should. We're going to connect to Austin, and Disney Plus is actually notoriously finicky to unlock, as is Hulu, I must add. But, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't load the site at all. Oh, wow. Okay, it loaded. That's huge. That's a big start. Okay, let's start up Hercules real quick. And it works. Okay, that is actually quite an impressive result. I've had some of the more popular VPNs sort of give up on me on Disney Plus, and one of them give up on me on Netflix. Go figure. But, so that works just fine. So, now that those tests are over, there are a couple of logistical and security things you should probably know. This is where we get into some of the more nerdy stuff, but as you can see, it does work for streaming. And if you want to, see how to watch Netflix from anywhere in the world, we actually have a tutorial on that down in the description. It linked down in the description, so, give that a look. Viper VPN does support torrenting, with no bandwidth restrictions or any of that. So if you want to download your illegal torrents like Linux distributions or from public domain torrents or Internet Archive, that's all available. Now for security features, Viper VPN has some good ones. It has a variety of security protocols, including an in-house developed security protocol called Chameleon, which is balanced for speed and security. The Chameleon protocol is not open source. It is proprietary. If that's something that matters to you, you should know that. But it is specifically designed to get around VPN blockers, not just for streaming, but for things like the Great Firewall of China and, other systems like that. Viper VPN is a Swiss company, and they have a pretty good, the Swiss in general have a pretty good record for keeping anonymity and secrets and that sort of thing, though that is not, obviously, a guarantee. There is also a Viper DNS service. This DNS service, unlike Media Streamer and other similar ones, is not designed for video streaming. It is designed for security. It's advertised for helping to boost your anonymity, so Viper DNS is an extra option you can add. Viper VPN uses a NAT firewall by default, which is pretty cool, and has a feature called public Wi-Fi protection. You can set the program to automatically connect to the VPN only when you're on a public Wi-Fi network, for example. As is pretty standard with these services, there is a no URL logging policy, and given that the company is based in Switzerland, I'm more inclined to believe them than usual. And it does work with the Tor browser. You can customize all of those options from here. You can choose your protocol. You can, of course, activate the kill switch, which is great for, keeping any of your data from leaking. Automatic reconnect, startup options, notifications. And you can even choose which specific tap adapter. But obviously, Viper VPN does support Windows. It also supports Mac and iOS and Android. It's available to be used on some smart TVs. And there is a browser extension for Chrome, Brave, so you can control the VPN straight from your browser. There is an old Linux CLI client that is basically Ubuntu only. So I wouldn't use any official client from Viper VPN for Linux, but they do have instructions for doing manual configurations. I don't think you can use their Chameleon protocol with manual configurations. I'm pretty sure that's like OpenVPN only, but if you like most of their other features, if you want to use their DNS service, for example, that's all still available to you even on Linux. Another couple of things. Viper VPN offers personal VPN servers. So like you can actually set up your own VPN server manually if you know how, but this Viper VPN will do it for you if you want. And that's probably also how you would get static IPs, because they're not advertised as an option otherwise. You can, and this is actually crazy, you can connect up to 30 devices at a time. Most services offer between 5 and 7. Some even go up to 10. But you can connect 30 devices at a time, install the client on as many as you want, of course, but 30 devices at a time, and this is the weird part, only if you sign up via the website. If you sign up via the Android store or the iOS store, you will only get to use 5 devices at a time. Why these limitations for people who sign up via mobile apps? I don't know. Do not know. But if you just sign up on the website, even if you use the browser on your phone, you get 30 devices at a time, which is pretty great. Support is limited to email and tickets only. I did actually send in a ticket to actually verify that 30 device claim, and that's how I found out about the limitations for mobile users. But they were pretty quick. The answer came within a few hours, really, so I can't really complain. Now, one downside, there is no split tunneling feature. None. Once you're connected to the network, you're just connected. You can't choose which apps connect. It's a little annoying, but there you go. The prices are reasonable. Not completely fantastic, but quite reasonable, I think. Obviously, if you pay for a year or more in advance, it gets a lot cheaper. I would suggest that. It is like the price is nearly cut in half. So yeah, honestly, go if you're going to use this VPN, pay for an entire year. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you're not at huge risk of losing out on a bunch of money. And if you want to get this even cheaper, go check the links down in the description, because there will be a link to our coupon page where you can find coupons and discounts for ViperVPN and any number of other major VPNs that we have reviewed. So, go down there, take a look. And if ViperVPN's unique features, their Viper DNS, their personal servers and other things like that have convinced you, then they accept credit cards and PayPal and something called UnionPay. I'm in Mexico, I'm not familiar, but the PayPal option worked just fine for my testing, I can tell you. So, the final score. ViperVPN has some decent features, including a few specific interesting features for a good price, and it's generally good for privacy nuts, though not so good for your Linux users, and those two groups kind of overlap a lot. But otherwise, it's pretty decent. It's a solid option for anyone who's, using Windows or Mac full-time. ExpressVPN is still our favorite VPN. It just is. But ViperVPN is a solid option if you want ViperVPN specifically offers. In my testing, the Chameleon protocol and such actually really did a good job of bypassing VPN detection and VPN blockers. Again, check out the full review linked down below, check out the coupon page, and if this video helped you, if it helped you make your decisions, if it was even entertaining, please do like, subscribe, maybe hit that notification bell icon so you get all of our updates, all of our tips and tricks, tutorials, reviews, and VPN comparisons, because we have a lot more coming up. All right. I had fun making this video. I hope you had fun watching it. This is Ezekiel Bruni, signing out.